Ahoy, fellow armchair Imagineers. Blue Dragon 5 here, serving as your captain, hosting Disney debates, the shipping wars. Tonight's meet cutes are pitch a Disney relationship, most ridiculous Disney friendship, and best Disney ship. Literally, just best Disney ship. So without further delay, grab your Mickey Mouse life preserver and wave to the little motorboats as we set sail to the arena. In this corner, he's a lawyer with a master's in the MCU who likes long walks on the beach and that cute stenographer in the corner. It's Rohith Dhar!
Hello there.
And in the opposing corner, a guy who knows his way around Galaxy's Edge and likes his dates wearing slave bikinis. Pour a glass of blue milk for Pergron.
General Kenobi.
That might be the most unflattering introduction we've ever had.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I like my women wearing slave garb.
I'm much more of a Padme Amidala on the beaches of Naboo type, personally.
Oh my god.
Do you have beaches? I thought it's a more
When they're talking about the beaches.
But you hate sand, though.
Also,
All right.
Everyone hates sand. Of course, it gets everywhere.
I don't hate sand. I love the beach.
Well, you're insane. Anyway,
I'm also Californian, so that might.
I live in Ohio.
Same difference.
I live in Ohio. I want to go to the beach.
Stop piling on the sand thing, Jacob. Be in my corner for once, would you?
I'm usually in your corner.
Anyway, so running this ship with me, more so into the ground at this moment, but running this ship with me, Tiki and Jacob Weil.
It's the Love Pod.
Come on board, everyone, for a romantic getaway. With us five eligible bachelors.
All right, so gentlemen, how are we doing this Valentine's Day? How's it going?
well, I'm certainly not a Valentine's Day date, so this is.
Well, maybe it just didn't go well. Maybe you were on one, it failed miserably.
Jesus, Dragon. Give me.
Dragon's a bit bitter tonight, isn't he?
All right, so aside from that, how's everyone doing?
Good. Yeah, it's a good day.
I mean, today's doing pretty all right for me.
Let's welcome the viewing audience.
Yeah, we got LEB, we got Kogias, and Theme Park Priest.
Ooh.
Apparently, Tiki, like Code Geass, it's hard to tell the difference between me and Pergron voice.
I'm so glad Kogias agrees, because I do struggle with that.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it. Code Geass, if anything,
I don't hear it at all.
If anything, Pergron sounds a lot more like Connor than me.
Apparently, he gets you for Joe Rody. All right.
Okay, a little refresher on the rules.
And we also have Little Blue.
Welcome. All right, so a little refresher on the rules for our players, as well as anyone joining us playing the home game. So we have 3 rounds. The way it works, each player will reveal their pick. They will give an opening statement. Emphasis on a brief, concise opening statement that says all the nice things, all the redeeming things about why yours is better, and then you find out. bloody fight to the finish, like a St. Valentine's Day massacre of an argument, but with words though, not carnage. R2 here, the voice of reason. He's the bell. When he speaks, everyone shut up. There'll be time to deliberate amongst the judges. We will cast our votes, and whoever gets the most votes in the affirmative will get the round point. At the end of 3 rounds, I will present to both of you, because I think we all need a little treat on Valentine's Day, the Cupid coin. Cupid coin will be offered to both of you because we just like you that much. I don't know if we like you, but we like you that much. We're going to give you the Cupid coin. You have the option to flip it. Purely optional. Dealer's choice. You could flip it. Lands heads. You get a point. Lands tails. Womp womp. You lose a point. But that's the game. Hidden in one of our merry rounds is the Telltale half dollar.
Ooh.
Of course, the Telltale half dollar, the way that works, will be awarded to the winner of the round that it is found in. And, gentlemen, word of wisdom, that coin will be flipped. By God, it'll be flipped.
Yes, by God. That's a reference. That's another Poe reference, by the way.
Well, then there you go. It's going to be flipped, so we'll just be aware. Someone's going to flip that coin. If someone turns it down, which is the option of the winner of that round, should they receive it? It's like, you don't want to flip it, fine, but it's going to go to the other guy. For better or for worse, it's going to go to the other guy.
It's strategy.
Yes. Okay, so there's also a penalty phrase in effect, penalty word in effect. Could be a name, could be a place, could be a phrase, could be anything. I could be lying to you right now. I'm not trustworthy. Oh, I don't trust me as far as I can throw me.
It could even be Condiment King.
It could be. Or it could be We Love Laser Dude. Could be that too.
Yep.
Could be Canadian Bacon.
But Dragon, do we suffer the penalty?
Well, of course not.
We're the judges. We have diplomatic immunity.
Corruption on the bench, man. Yeah.
We have diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
So, Hammer, you can't sue.
Yes, exactly.
Precisely. All right. So, let's just say if there were a penalty word, and if it were said, nothing good's happening to the poor SOB that says it. It's just a myriad of terrible, awful things that could happen. It would be so fun to watch.
Oh, yes. And I'll be keeping an ear out on the words.
Yep. I mean, Tiki can too, but he just might sit there. I don't know. He knows what the words are, so, word and or words or nothing. He could just be sitting there pretty the whole time. He's like, look menacing. We don't know.
Either way, I'll be in charge of doling out the punishment.
Yes. Okay. So, after the main round, we enter the speed round, in which things the tides may turn while we're on the high seas of podcasting. And we'll be taking audience questions. So, folks, seriously, if you have any questions, ideally, vaguely, it doesn't have to be the Valentine's Day thing. Could be topical Disney stuff. Just something ideally Disney.
Anything related to ships.
Sure.
Get as creative as you want with that concept.
Do you really want it to be entirely just ships built into all of it?
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, there is some current event Disney stuff going on now, so if you want to talk about some of that, that's fine too.
Okay, the point being, ships or non-ship related things, you can bring them up, and you folks, you bring up the question, you will be able to call who wins the point when we get to the speed round. If we were to use your question, which we are very inclined to do. Name of the game is first to 5 points wins all the Valentines. Gentlemen, do you understand these rules? I explain them to you both here this fine Valentine's Day evening.
I do.
I do.
All right, Tiki, you know what we have?
But they said their vows.
We have verbal confirmation.
Yes. Okay. Give the randomizer. Let's see who's going first and second.
Pergron, then Rohith. Let's see who goes first.
It did not change.
It stays exactly the same.
Is Peregrine still going through his angsty phase?
Until he changes his username back on WDW Magic, I will refer to him as such. I will not dead name him.
You've got about a week. On forever.
Oh God!
All right, so Peregrine's going first, followed by Rohith Dhar. Okay. Round numero uno. Okay. Pitch a Disney relationship, emphasis on the ship. Basically, the name of the game here is it's kind of a cross franchises under the Disney umbrella. So a lot was on the table here, a lot to choose from, but kind of from two different branches, no matter what with the picks. So, Peregrine, what did you who did you ship?
Sorry.
Maybe
I
this is why
went-
you got banned from PETA.
I went.
Peregrine's a sick man, kids.
I don't know that I can get this out without laughing.
Peregrine, listen to me. You just have to say the names. You can do it. You can do it.
I went with the Xenomorph from the Alien franchise.
Oh my God.
And
Patissa the Rancor from Star Wars Episode 6.
Oh, I
Return
love how
of
you
the Jedi.
properly name him.
Of course.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Now, first off,
Okay,
No.
Oh,
We're just
oh,
gonna
oh.
say
No argument
who it
yet.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're reading off what's on the little chalky candy right now. It's all okay.
I was contemplating adding a little heart between these characters, but I decided against it.
Yeah, Rohit.
Caesar from the Planet of the Apes prequel series, and Kala from Disney's Tarzan.
All right. Okay. This is gonna be an interesting one, kids. Opening statement, Peregrine.
all right. Well, you know what the galaxy loves? The galaxy loves a good romance. And what would be a better romance than one between two hulking monstrosities that cause nothing but terror to all who befall upon them? I mean, to me, that is the ultimate type of romance, right? If I'm going to watch a romantic comedy, I don't want to see two couples who like I would want to date. I want to see two just weirdos just weirding it up, and I think that's what you get with these two terrible beasts. One of them is a human killer by planting eggs inside their chest. One of them is a human killer by consumption, and I think that together would bring these two beloved alien monsters into one couple. They have things in common. They both love causing pain upon spacefaring humanity. The other thing is, we here love and support the LGBT community. These are both females. As I learned in my 5 minutes of research, the Rancor is actually a girl. So to argue against this is arguing against an LGBT couple, and I think that's just a bad look. So there's my opening statement.
All right, Rohit.
All right. For now, we just put a timer on there. Okay. For Kala and Caesar, these two are unique examples of compassionate, humane, sentient beings who are family oriented, who are compassionate towards human beings. And I think what would make them such a good pairing is that I would argue when you see a romantic film or see a romantic couple in a movie or TV show, you're wanting to see something that can be aspirational or something that you care and are deeply emotionally invested in. It's not necessarily about you wanting to date either of the couple, but seeing a model or example of really deep, profound love. In universe, they have similar values. Kala can see in Caesar a lot of Kerchak, but unlike Kerchak, he has Caesar has a softer side. and Kala is able to find another primate that is open towards interacting and caring and being showing some level of sympathy and emotion towards human beings. In universe, they would be compatible. They would stick by one another. They can raise each other's children, whether primates or humans. And outside of the respective universe, if there was a crossover, just on an audience perspective, you see just two people that have been through so much tragedy, so much pain, connecting with one another. And really, that's what the purpose is of Valentine's Day and love, is to not feel alone, to not feel atomized and disaffected. That there's someone that sees you for who you are, what you've been through, and connects and makes you feel seen, loved, and heard. And that's what we all wanted. That's what we all deserve. And I think this pairing reinforces what makes love really worthwhile in life.
Okay. Well, boys, let's fight it out in the name of love.
All right, so I'm gonna come out here swinging with some facts going.
How do they fuck?
You just mentioned.
Hold on, no, hold on.
You just mentioned.
You have the xenomorph who literally implants eggs onto beings. How does it not have? How does the romance not be short-lived? That the xenomorph just tries to put eggs in, and the Rancor just try to chomp and just eat the xenomorph.
So both of these species, the xenomorph and the Rancor, are both considered within their universe to be semi-sentient beings, meaning they have at least enough of a capability mentally and emotionally to form long-lasting bonds and pair bond. That's something that can be found in other animals like parrots, which are intelligent enough to have the bonding. So this is no different than that. As for your two apes, they're completely different species. We got pan troglodytes over here with the chimpanzee. We got gorilla here with the western lowland gorilla. And those two species completely incompatible. A chimpanzee is a meat-eating monstrosity freak of nature, where gorillas are peace-loving, grass-farting herbivores. They're not going to see eye to eye. Also, Caesar, he's a hyper-intelligent.
They do see eye to eye. They have similar emotional values. They have similar perspectives on like primate human relations. Like for the xenomorph, it is focused on just reproducing, harvesting eggs in multiple beings, and the Rancor just kind of stationary and is only brought food to eat. There's no way to have an actual relationship. There's no way you can have their situation hunting down. Hey, I'm gonna just knock up a few of these humans, and Rancors, I'm just sitting here chilling, waiting for my food to come to me. That's not a relationship. You just have those are two people who are basically long distance. The two for Kala and Caesar, they're similar enough that maybe they can just be romantic. Yeah, the thing is for
Caesar is human intelligence, though.
Yeah, but Kala
is gorilla intelligence. This is
anthropomorphized. She can speak. She can raise a human child. I think in the real world, you don't have apes that can do that kind of capacity.
She doesn't speak human like Caesar does.
Caesar can just give her the canister and make her a little bit smarter.
At this point, Caesar's sitting here, a human dating a gorilla, and to me, a human dating a gorilla is unethical.
Impregnate the Rancor, and Rancor will try to just chomp at the xenomorph.
No. The xenomorph
partner just eat you and eat your kids. No, that's
xenomorph is an asexual.
You're a pro abuse, Pergron, with this relationship pairing.
No, the xenomorph is asexual and does not need a male to reproduce. Therefore, these two actually could raise a loving family very happily.
No,
they don't need a male to reproduce. We got two lesbian queens out here reproducing by themselves.
Just because they're lesbian doesn't mean we showed any examples. We're talking about the best pairing. So, really,
and these are the best pairing. They have so much in common.
How do they communicate with Kala and Caesar? How does the xenomorph and Rancor communicate? They might have different languages, different ways of processing information. Just because
the beautiful thing is they don't need
levels of semi-sentience that makes it incompatible. At least with Kala and Caesar, the difference in terms of communication is not as wide as literally a small insectoid creature and basically a big ass worm with a big ass mouth.
Caesar is basically a human at this point. Like
He's not basically a human.
he's
Like,
got
no,
human
he's
level
not
intelligence. He is
human.
able to
The
raise
intelligence
human-like
is,
apes.
if he has
This
like
is a human.
tactile knowledge awareness. I mean, Kala is sort of as intelligent as a human being. She may not be able to speak English to other human beings.
What's next? You're going to pair Abu and Jasmine together in the new Aladdin movie? No, we don't want monkeys and humans dating. And that's basically
Whoa, Caesar's not human. Why are you being so specious? Why
he's
are you denying
basically
Caesar?
human intelligence.
The
These
apes,
are not on the same
humans.
intelligence
We got-
spectrum.
no.
And it's
Hold on, we got a
predatory.
xenomorph who is just basically a drifter, and a rancor who's a stationary creature.
The Rancor is only stationary because Jabba has her in prison.
There are lesbian relationships. Oh, they'll just get split apart as xenomorphs will hook up and bang other people.
I'm pitching this movie right now. Patissa is trapped under Jabba's, imprisoned by Jabba the Hutt. She is imprisoned. She is a slave against her will. The xenomorph comes in. The xenomorph isn't looking for love. The xenomorph is looking for incubation for her eggs.
Like, are you
She
asking
comes in
for a couple that just like maybe or like are similar vibes but don't really have any meaningful long-term relationships?
They do have a meaningful long-term relationship. They are both bonded over the fact that they are alien monstrosities that people don't understand.
No, and they would go after each other. That's not like Kala and Caesar are both similar sensibilities.
Caesar wants to overthrow the human race, and Kala raised one of them.
What?
Caesar wants to overthrow humans. Kala raised one of them.
Overthrow humans. Caesar wants to protect his own people. That is, other apes and other primates have that goal. Not Caesar. Caesar is a good dude. And
Caesar's still the leader of the apes that want to, and therefore become.
They connect together. They deserve happiness. They've been through a lot of shit. Xenomorph and Rancor don't deserve happiness. They deserve to be exterminated. They deserve.
Why don't they deserve? Oh, all right. So we're going here. We're going with they're big hulking monstrosities. They have to be exterminated.
Yes. That's for those respective.
We've got a semi-sentient being trapped underneath a palace on a sand planet where it doesn't naturally live.
That they raise to be better people, and to better human beings, to better sentient beings altogether. So I think when we talk about the best pairing, you need to think about which couple is going to be good for each other and good for other people. Kala and Caesar is by sheer magnitudes of 100,000% better than two monstrosities are going to likely kill each other before they even try to think of having any sort of feelings or love or any sense of like ordained compassion.
No, here's how it happened. Patissa is trapped under Jabba's building.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we learned two things from this round. We know why Pergron was banned from the Zoom. We know how Rohit's divorce court days went.
Oh my God.
Okay, Tiki.
Yo,
this was your bright idea. You cast the first vote.
You know what? I am, in fact, going to give it to Pergron because even though it's a ridiculous idea, he fucking committed to the bit, and he committed to the bit hard, and I respect that.
I waver. I thought Rohit's opening statement was very strong. I was very impressed how Pergron stood his ground. I did see some wavering towards the end, though, where he is dug in. It's a rancor under a palace. I think he doubled down on that because I think he realized he was losing a little bit of ground, and I think his lack of knowledge on the Planet of the Apes really did show, and I think that also weakened his argument a little bit there. In the whole, Caesar hates humans. Like, no, he doesn't. The whole, I think Rohit had his number with the whole, no, he's not a human, you maniac.
Yeah, the whole point of Dawn and War was the fact that he didn't want conflict with humans.
Exactly. So based on that, I cast my vote, Rohith Dhar. So right now it's tied up. Jacob, who you throwing a stone at?
Basically, for all your reasons, I'm giving it to Rohit as well.
Okay, so Rohith Dhar. He's got one on the board.
Right. So Code Geass, you're mentioning that these aren't Disney characters per se. Well, I do want to say that the way I pitched this question was basically that they were taking two characters from different branches of Disney. So could have been Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, animation. So that's why we have it as disparate as it is. It's kind of the nature of the question. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Stop the music now. Then.
All
There
right.
you go.
Okay, let me check the mailbox for some old Valentines that may or may not.
Some Dear Dragon letters.
Yes, I'm sifting through it. I'm seeing bills. I'm seeing death threats. I'm seeing hate mail. I'm seeing some advertisements. Unfortunately, like Charlie Brown, I am seeing no Valentines, and because of that,
Did you
with
get a
no
rock?
Valentine, what?
Did you get a rock?
No, just thrown through the window, not in the mailbox.
Well, Dragon here, you have a very good lawyer here for that.
I do. He can catch it midair, though. Anywho, so no Valentine, no coin, no monies inside said Valentine's Day card. So no coin to report in. Did we hear did we hear a word by chance?
I did not hear my phrase.
I did not hear the words either.
Okay.
All right.
Any comments we want to highlight beyond what Kukia said?
Yeah, let's see. There's probably some. Code Geass says Caesar is a human. He was the first actor to play Joker. Wait, wrong Caesar.
That's Romero.
LEB says, I like the arguments about animals, about animalistic behaviors, despite the fact that these are all kind of animals.
Yep.
And also, let's see, pulling out monkey facts, that's raw. LEB also says, bringing lesbian monstrous aliens to the fight is hard to beat. Indeed, and I respect the balls that it took to bring that.
Even though technically xenomorph drones are males.
All right. All right. So next round.
All right, the next round.
What is the most ridiculous Disney friendship? Pergron, what say you?
I went with the creep fest that is Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope von Schweetz.
Okay, Rohit.
I went with Lightning McQueen and Tater from the Cars films.
Tater?
Well,
Mater.
you weren't doing that on purpose because you actually got it wrong, didn't you?
Hey, Tater, can I have some of your tots?
Well, I don't know how this bodes for the round, but we'll see how. All right. I also just want to reemphasize again friendship for the folks out there. Again, non creepy or romantic in that sense. Just friendship is the most ridiculous friendship. Okay, Pergron, opening statement. Dazzle us.
All right, we got a grown-ass man and a young girl who are traveling around multiple worlds together. And not in like a father-daughter kind of way, which isn't like less weird in like something like The Last of Us or whatever. That's still a little bit weird. But this is like best friends core weird. And I mean, again, grown-ass man, he is clearly not mentally well either. Like he's going through some shit. And she is an actual child, and they are best friends in the first movie. And then in the second movie, they are so close that it becomes a codependent relationship, at least on one end, to the point that not only is it super toxic from a like these people just shouldn't be friends in general way, it really is a terrifying and creepy way that Ralph looks upon this small actual child character. I will save the rest for my argument, but yeah.
All right, Rohit.
For Lightning McQueen and Mater, their relationship is weird and kind of has a bit of an underlying tension in the fact that Lightning McQueen is this like hotshot race car driver that is the talk of the town, that is on top of the world, and Mater is kind of this like really sort of offensive, like redneck, back of the woods Appalachian stereotype. And the movies will try to portray as like, oh, these are two people from two different worlds that connect and care for one another and all that stuff. But throughout the course of the film, especially in the second Cars film, like Mater is constantly annoying Lightning McQueen. They're at odds with each other, and you start to wonder, why are they friends in the first place if Lightning McQueen doesn't appreciate, for the most part, who Mater is or respect who he is? And I think for a friendship, you don't respect and appreciate for what the other person is and are trying to wish they were a different person or want to change that person, that is not a friendship that's worthwhile. And I think it's ridiculous for what this friendship has lasted for so long. But really, in all intents and purposes, if you take it outside of narrative, you just put these two individuals in the real world, they would hate each other's guts, they would avoid each other. This is a friendship that has a foundation that just blows down like a pile of Jenga pieces.
All right, let's fight it out.
All right, so Mater and
for Ralph and Vanellope, these two are like, they have a really wonderful and humane friendship where Ralph is this person who's down the dumps and he feels like he's not appreciated, and Vanellope is just kind of fun.
Is a child.
They connect, and I think they help each other grow and learn. And I think when you talk about what happens in Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet, like with the whole idea of codependency, I think that's a really interesting way that the relationship develops, because we all have known or
right, but she's a child.
Relationships, friendships that have become codependent, and we have to learn to move away, to grow and change. And I think the friendship is not really ridiculous. I think it's really instructive of how friendships can be formed and how they can change and mold beyond the original inception. Whereas for Lightning McQueen and Mater, they don't really have much of sort of commonality or appreciation from other throughout those movies. And in the third movie, Mater's not really a part of Lightning McQueen's life. And so I think for Vanellope and Ralph, they grow and learn from each other in their friendship, and that's not ridiculous at all.
Lightning McQueen and Mater might not seem like the most conventional of friends, in that like they probably have different political beliefs. And they probably voted for the wrong, like each voted for a different guy. But that type of relationship, that type of friendship happens in the real world. These people are not that different.
And the fact that you cited the differences in our current situation in 2024, they would not be friends. If anything, Mater would try to like hang Lightning McQueen.
They absolutely would be friends.
It's so morally loaded. It's so like disingenuous to make Ralph to be this creepy old guy that's like lusting or trying to infantilize. It's not a Lolita situation. This is Ralph is a big dumb guy who just feels unseen and unheard. And
so the issue with Lightning McQueen and Mater,
become a more proactive and more self-realized individual. Lightning McQueen doesn't grow to be a better person than Mater. He goes through being a better person with other people. So
it makes sense that the two of them are friends, though. Those two they become friends because of their situation.
For like Wreck-It Ralph, they're like, he makes specific decisions in the first movie in regards to like breaking Vanellope's car because he cares for Vanellope's well-being.
But he's like, all right, no. But what the part that you're missing here is that Mater and Lightning would definitely be friends.
No, they wouldn't be friends.
Yes, they absolutely would be friends. I live in a town where it's the yuppies and the rednecks, and they are best friends.
That's a dying breed.
They all do the same thing.
Where they grow up, if they only interact with people that are similar to each other, that look the same or act the same.
Well, then maybe in 2024, Lightning and Mater.
For Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph, their friendship is not ridiculous. I think their friendship is really meaningful and really important because we never.
Lightning and Mater are friends
where
in 2005.
You have characters
all right?
who are
At
alone,
the end of the day,
who grow together, and they have to grow apart and they have to grow apart because you respect and care for that other person's journey and their well-being, and that speaks volumes of Ralph's character growth throughout the two movies. Lightning
All right,
McQueen
Ralph in the first movie.
later.
Ralph in the first movie is a depressed guy down in the dumps who is trying to find a new thing to get into. And so what does he stumble upon? He stumbles upon a child. And he decides that
stumbles upon this like fun world, and Penelope's having so much joy, and Ralph is the character,
and he decides to like be around,
to feel fulfilled. Like the fact the movie starts with a therapy session where he's down the dumps. That's what having good friends.
Right, but find people your own age.
Of a depressed state and are elevated to be a better person, a more fulfilled person. Lightning McQueen isn't elevated by Mater. If anything, Mater holds Lightning McQueen back. Lightning McQueen is embarrassed for how Mater acts a lot of the time, especially in the second film. That is not a friendship. That's like, oh, this acquaintance I made that has hung out too long, and I'm too paranoid or too scared to cut the cord. The thing is, for Vanellope and Ralph, when they have to separate and move on, the friendship was beneficial. It emboldened them and made them feel certain feelings that they never had.
The friendship in the second Wreck-It Ralph film is incredibly, incredibly toxic. Way more toxic than anything Lightning and Mater had.
But the thing is,
Lightning and Mater maybe in 2024 aren't friends anymore. Maybe they're not friends anymore because of the political spectrum. But in 2005, in Bush's America,
we're talking about two people who
Mater and Lightning McQueen are friends, and they get along.
Had really tough
it's not that weird to have these two people on different
of that trauma. And that's what it is to be a friend. You got through some shit. You got through a circle of fire, and you come out of it with like battle scars and stories to tell. I can feel that for Vanellope, and in spite of the age difference and all that stuff. And the thing is, Vanellope's like, she's not a kid in the way we understand the kid. She's like a video game character. And so her sense of maturity, that's besides the point. For Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph, you have two people who needed each other in their lives. Lightning McQueen didn't need Mater to be a better person.
Lightning McQueen
he needed
Doc
Holliday.
Lightning McQueen absolutely needed Mater. Lightning McQueen was an elitist. Lightning McQueen thought he was
about rednecks or a certain part of the country.
Lightning McQueen needed the humble, everyday man
are characters that are
the ways of being a human or a car in this situation.
People. They're
because Lightning McQueen was a piece of shit, and without Mater, he would continue to be a piece of shit. Lightning McQueen learns humanity or carmanity because of existing around Mater. Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope develop a toxic, codependent relationship between an adult man and a child, where he cannot let
if we have Doc Brown and Marty be in a relationship, and
but Doc Brown and Marty can let each other go.
No,
Ralph
and that's
cannot let her go.
They learn to let each other go and become better people.
He is insanely codependent to the point that he is actively holding a child back.
Go through bad times and change. The thing is, for Mater and Lightning McQueen, what I think is ridiculous is that they wouldn't have anything to get them together beyond just being in the same place.
And sometimes that's where you meet your best friends. My best friend, I met him in college. I wouldn't have met him if we were a roommate.
Okay. I think we got it.
Did we? We can keep going.
Well, I know you could, but we only have so much time.
I gotta say, guys, I'm legitimately torn here.
Okay, Tiki. Well, where are you coming down?
Well, is it you should not go to me first because I.
All right, well then, okay. Well, when you interject like that, it makes me think you're eager to vote first. So, Jacob.
Dragon, I literally said I don't know where I'm. That's like the opposite of being eager to vote. I don't know where I'm.
I thought you were building to something. I thought you were building to the theme music and the music and everything.
All right, look, I want to hear the other people. What do they think?
Dragon, I'm in charge of the music.
I know, Jacob. So, what do you say?
Rohith.
Okay. It's one vote for Rohith Dhar. This is tricky. It's a sticky wicket here. Again, Pergron. Admittedly, these guys they're getting so fierce into the arguments. There's a lot of overlap going on, but also a lot of repetition in the arguments. I am noticing. I think the first round was so charged they kind of got away. They kind of got away with it because again there's a lot of material there with the absurdity of that first question. This one, However, I did hear a lot of, like, she's a little girl and he's holding her back. On the flip side, I hear a lot of, like, it's in modern 2024, there's no practicality to this friendship. And I think when I boil it down, as much repetition as I did here, I think I heard Rohith deflect a few more points than I did when I did Pergron, because he did point the whole thing, well, again, she's a video game character versus being an actual child. So I think by a very slim, narrow margin, I'm going to say Rohith.
It's probably where I was going to lean as well, but I do think that Pergron did stand his ground very well in this fight. It was an uphill battle for sure.
Probably didn't hear most of my arguments because I was trying to yell over the other one.
Yep. You can't be afraid of the quiet kill, Pergron.
But Dragon, I do agree with you that the point that I was kind of looking for, that Rohith did deliver on, of Vanellope being a video game character, so that kind of skews the age gap thing a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, that is a good point. That did kind of send me over the edge a little bit.
Well...
And besides, there's inherently nothing wrong with that kind of friendship anyway.
Well, Kogias, he makes a good point where he said if Ralph had adopted Vanellope and referred to her as a daughter rather than a friend, it could have been a much better story. I also know people where it's like they're friends with younger people and kind of like a mentor-mentee sort of capacity, which I don't think is creepy. So, like, there are ways to do it that aren't creepy. I will say that the toxicity in Ralph Breaks the Internet, yeah, it is low-key a little bit creepy. I'm not going to lie. All right.
All right, so it's 2 on the board. 2 Rohiths, 0 Pergron. All right. I'm gonna check my messages. And egad, I've been told. Oh wow! Oh, I didn't see that coming at all. I'm told there's a package has just been delivered. I've told it to go check my front door.
Oh my god!
A little box. Inside this little box
is another little box.
And inside that little box. It's not a flea, but instead is indeed a coin.
Oh my god.
We got it.
Woohoo!
Little heart-shaped box. It's
my heart-shaped box.
It's the telltale half dollar.
Oh my god.
I found it. All right, so
okay.
Rohith, what do you think, buddy? 'Tis the season. You go.
I will respectfully decline.
Now you do realize what that means, don't you?
What?
That means that Pergron
gets to flip it, and he has no stakes.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
All
right.
Pergron with literally nothing to lose. Let's see if he can get on the board. And he does!
He's 2-1.
All right.
Look at Rohith throw away a free meal. Look at him. Okay.
I think that's the first successful coin flip in a while.
I think it's definitely my first.
Well, it worked out. Well, Rohith, I will thank Rohith for the point then.
It only works out when I have nothing to lose.
Right.
I still
I
wonder.
swear to God, don't tempt us. We will go into -1.
I'm very much I'm on the tightrope for it. I'm like,
Well, then we'd have the issue.
I think they've had it easy for too long.
We'd have the issue of both of them went negative though.
All right.
Yeah.
And then the game would carry on for even longer.
Yep. They don't have lives. It's okay. All right.
Okay, let me just check and see. We did get some good comments here. Okay, it's funny when someone made the point of like my town is like yuppies and rednecks coexisting. I was like, yeah, sounds like my town too. Like I'm very familiar with that dynamic.
Does it become our
Also,
town?
what?
Does it become our town at that point? If it's your town, their town, it's kind of our town.
Sure.
Okay.
Also, yeah, I love how this round basically conjured the idea that Mater is a Trump supporter.
Okay.
That's just a fun thing to think about, right?
Tell me he's not.
I don't support all the views of this debate. I just want to get that out there.
Okay. Kogia says if Ralph were a real person, he'd be canceled. Can't say I disagree with that.
He was canceled and he's fictional.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, we all respect each other's political opinions, regardless of what they may be.
Tell that to the crows from Dumbo.
Let's see. I think that's about all the. Ellie says, I would only say Ralph Vanellope is weird and breaks the internet, and Ralph 1, it's more of a father-daughter type of thing. Yeah, I agree, but, like, you know, as Kogias kind of points out, they don't really refer to them as, like a mentor-mentee or a father-daughter. It's specifically a friendship in the first
They're gamer
movie, so.
pals.
Dragon, that does not make the creep factor any better, my dude.
That makes it worse, actually.
It really does.
And there really isn't any creep. And objectively speaking, there really
Can we
isn't
take a
any creep
point
factor.
for Dragon from that one?
Money on the table that wasn't used in the actual debate with the whole gamer pals thing. Like, you could have used that.
And objectively speaking, there isn't any creep factor at all.
All right. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's move on.
Round number 3.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I need to take away the screen share. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah,
All right.
What is the best Disney ship? Literally,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As in, like, literally, just like best Disney ship, period. As in, like, any vessel, any ship or ship-like vessel that is a Disney or Disney adjacent. Well, I guess more so like Disney or any of the branches of Disney vessel. It was all on the table, all of it.
And Dickie, you were saying?
Well, let them reveal their answers first, and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Okay. Pergron.
All right. I went with Luthen Rails, Fondor Hallcraft from the Star Wars series Andor.
I went with the Millennium Falcon, as seen in the Skywalker Saga and Solo, a Star Wars story.
Thanks so much for clearing that up. I would have not known what movies the Millennium Falcon were in. Right.
Isn't that nice?
Well, it's only because Pergron
needs to be educated. I mean, look at him.
It's only because Pergron mentioned that his ship's from Andor.
Yep.
Kogias also said I'm sorry, was it LEB? Somebody suggested a speed round question that was literally this, just what this turned into, just best Star Wars ship. So there you go. You're welcome.
Well, we can't. Unfortunately, LEB, we can't have you judge this one.
Yeah.
Let LEB judge it.
I don't know. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to that idea.
You want to just give her one of the voting powers, or you want to give her the whole shebang?
Well, then one of either she'd have the whole thing, or one of us would have to step down from voting for a bit.
What do you think?
I would be willing to give her the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, looks like this one's
LEB.
This one's
For the love of God, don't leave us right now.
Is this the first time that we've had a person in the comments judge a main round? This is big.
Yes.
This is unexplored territory.
It's huge.
Well, outside of that one time when we had to have someone step in, we only had 2 judges. Yes.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Hey, that was
Tension is now deflated.
LEB says unlimited power.
Yeah. Okay. Pergron. Opening statement.
All right, so the Fondor Hallcraft, which is a modified cargo ship, basically, has been modified so well that this is the single most unique vessel in all of Star Wars. I mean, it is specifically made for a rebel spy to be infiltrating all across the galaxy while also maintaining his identity and secrecy, but can also get him out in a pinch. Now, don't get me wrong, there's all kinds of Star Wars ships that have all kinds of neat little gadgets, like they have cloaking machines and whatever, but there's only one ship in the entire galaxy that has kyber crystals stationed in cannons that can shoot out the side of it and used to slice through other vehicles, such as TIE fighters that are hurtling through space like a literal spaceship lightsaber. And if that's not the coolest shit in the galaxy, I don't really know what is.
Rohit.
So the Millennium Falcon, it is a Corellian YT-1300 light freighter. And what is great about this ship in particular is its evident use throughout the franchise. The fact that it was used as a smuggler ship by Lando Calrissian and Han Solo. It has capabilities to move around and make the Kessel Run 12 parsecs. Let's all remember that for sure. And yet this ship has seen combat in 2 separate wars, separated by generations, and it's still standing. It still has the unique design that is not replicated by any ship in the Star Wars canon. It has sort of the little orbs where you can shoot at, fighter pilots. It's got the hyperdrive. It is a beautiful piece of Corellian engineering that has the ability to go move with speed and hit with strength. If you want a ship that can last the test of time, that can go through wear and tear and look like it just came out of the shop in Corellia, the Millennium Falcon is your best bet.
All right, now don't get me wrong. If we were going to go with the most iconic vessel in Disney, the Falcon is up there. But if we're going with the best, the Millennium Falcon is no better than your buddy's junkyard fucking RV that's blasting Matt coming down the dirt road. The Millennium Falcon is as generic a spaceship as
one at a time.
The Millennium Falcon is quite literally your neighbor's rusty RV that has been blasting friggin' Leonard Skinner coming down the road, driven by a guy and his pet dog that neither of them have taken baths in a while. The Millennium Falcon is a piece of junk. Does it get them out of a bind every once in a while? Yeah, but you want to know why? It's because of the pilot. It's because Han Solo is an expert pilot, and then Rey Skywalker is also an expert pilot.
It's just a small little thing that will just zoop in, try to hide under the covers, and it will shoot at any incoming forces, but it won't stand toe-to-toe with real oncoming TIE fighters. It can go to war. This Falcon, Millennium Falcon, went to war. It went through hell. Your thing just sneaks in and out. It's a spy. This ship is made for soldiers, for people who fight for the freedom of the fucking galaxy.
It's actually made for cowardly smugglers who are
Are you kidding me?
The Millennium Falcon is a good representation of the Rebel Alliance
and it fought at the end of the sequel trilogy. You were talking about who goes metal. This ship is gone through hell. It's fought against space fascism. This ship just.
You want to know what else has fought against space fascism? The guy who founded the Against Space Fascism and his Fondor. Again, the Falcon's cool. I'm not denying that the Falcon is a
for an aristocrat who is just doing a little spying and that's it.
It's not just doing a little spying. You were completely ignoring the massive changes and modifications.
Doesn't even have recording any spy capabilities.
The Millennium Falcon is an off the. It is a very common style of ship. The reason you
But
listed the
common.
model
It's
of the
because
ship
of
at the
Corellia.
beginning
This ship
is
made with
Corellia makes
quality
these ships
engineering. It's
constantly.
ready to
They're
fly
all over
in
the galaxy.
it's ready to take items. If you need to go fast, it does the Kessel Run. If you need it to fight,
It does the
fights.
Kessel Run because Han Solo found a quicker way
No,
to
and
do the
because
Kessel
the
Run,
fact that
not
something
because the
breaks apart,
Millennium
if
Falcon
you
did the
slip one
Kessel
on
Run.
the Kessel Run, it would break. It would split. You want something that's durable, something that can have
But we're not arguing which ship
They
can
can
do the
have
Kessel
the
Run better. We're
ability
arguing
to
what's the
not
best ship.
explode
And
to
the best
hold
ship
still.
is
You
the
want something
unique
that
ship
lasts.
that is
You're
modified
going
to
for
do its
fanciness. I'm
job.
going for something that has the ability to be functional and reliable.
Functional and reliable is not the Millennium Falcon, my friend.
Yes,
That
it
thing
is the
broke
Millennium
down
Falcon.
in an asteroid in a
Every
space
time
slug's
any
mouth.
person uses
The
it,
Millennium
it's
Falcon
still
is
able
not
to
reliable.
function. It doesn't break apart. Like no ship has really made a significant hit to where it just went down crashing.
The Millennium Falcon got stuck in an asteroid in a space slug because it's a piece of garbage.
Your spacecraft. Mine, it outmaneuvers and escapes through hyperdrive, Fagilite drive. It is the main machine.
The Fondor
Yours is
was
just
able
a
to
little,
launch shrapnel out of a shrapnel
Mine
hole
is the
in order to
AK-47.
distract
It
a
is
massive
the
magnetism
quality,
beam
the top
that
tier,
was trapping it,
Corellian
and then
engineering.
cut through TIE fighters with a lightsaber blade sticking out the side of it.
And okay, was that spacecraft ever used in combat? No, the Millennium Falcon.
It doesn't need to be used in combat to be a cool ship.
It's just this. Okay.
The Millennium Falcon was never meant to be used in combat either.
Is made for everyday people that are willing to make a living and fight evil.
That's what the Fondor does, my guy. The
Fondor is just like a little, like, I'll just slip in and slip out, and just take photos, recordings, whatever.
That's the hero of the rebellion.
You want people, you want to roll up to the bad guys and not to fuck with you? Go with the Millennium Falcon.
If you want Uncle Bill coming down the road shooting AK-47s out of his windshield, that's what you got with the Millennium Falcon. If you want an actual vessel that is made for espionage to actually benefit the Rebel Alliance in its early days, you need a Fondor.
It's just on the junkyard.
If you had
Falcon rise of the junkyard and stands tall at the fleet of resistance,
if you had the Millennium Falcon at the early days of the rebellion, the Millennium Falcon would have not been able to do anything beneficial. The only reason the Millennium Falcon even helped at the end of it is because he snuck up on Darth Vader. He snuck up on him, not because the Millennium Falcon is good at sneaking up either. He snuck up on Vader because Vader was so distracted by the guy using the Force. The Falcon is a piece of garbage ship.
A rich guy. The Millennium Falcon is actually accessible to the people, and it's the people.
It's not accessible to the people. It's literally owned by a guy. It's
not
like anybody can just
people come to ship. Luthen is just a guy who's reclusive, who will account to you, that will never see the light. The people who are on the Millennium Falcon can see the results of the Millennium Falcon in action and can bring about a better society, a new republic. And whereas for the Honda,
giant target
it's just kind of on the sideline,
being such a familiar ship.
Making
the
sure
Millennium Falcon is so famous among the Empire that they're hunting it down actively all the time.
Yeah,
and that is a great ship because it is able to get in, get out. It is able to do missions to visit Saw Gerrera. It is able to exist on Coruscant, the capital of the Empire.
Hey, enough.
Sorry, I didn't even hear R2.
I wonder why.
Okay. Well, LAB, it's your turn to judge.
LAB, what say you?
I'm honestly wondering how she's going to do it, how she's going to go.
Yeah, did she hear
any of that? She hasn't left.
It's like we've never had a single person judge a main round. At least not since this new format.
Yeah. Oh, we got it. Yeah. Read it off.
All right.
Well, let's read it. Someone read it off. There we go.
Pergron had a tough job, but I say that Pergron wins.
Okay.
That ties it up going into the speed round.
Double peace signs, 2-2. All right. So we've reached the end of 3 rounds. And you know what? Our fellas here, they've been through a lot. Time for some Valentine's Day delights. Who's ready for the Cupid coin? You're both tied up. You have equally the same amount to win or lose right now. Pergron, you feel lucky? You want to flip that coin?
I'm gonna decline.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
Okay. Rohith.
I will concur with Pergron and also respectfully decline.
Really?
Right.
Dang it.
Okay, let's flip the coin and see what these lily livers would have gotten.
Oh,
Smart men.
Flip it again. Flip it again to see what the second person would have got.
Okay, let's see what the second. Had they both been bold enough to flip?
Hey!
Okay, all right.
Like they both made the right call there.
Yeah.
We don't need the coin anymore, do we, Dragon?
No.
are you sure?
Nah, we don't need it.
Okay, what about the
We don't need
randomizer?
Well, no, we don't need the randomizer, do you?
I didn't think so. Okay.
No. All right, so, folks, congratulations. You've made it to the speed round.
Woo!
So the way speed round works is there's
It's a tie, and it's a tie game too.
yeah. So as you probably guessed, as we kind of Mike Wazowski, Rohith here, it's the speed round, and we have a timer, and we have 45 seconds on the clock, followed by a 15-second rebuttal.
Like 45 seconds?
Sorry, 40 seconds.
Isn't it
Followed
30?
by 30 seconds.
Okay.
I combined them initially. That's why I ended up with 40.
Sorry.
Anyway, 30 seconds followed by a 15-second rebuttal. All right, we have opened it to audience questions, so folks, we've been inclined to use some questions if we have them. Probably use it after the initial question.
Oh, and by the way, the word has not been said yet.
Thank God. All right. So remember, folks, we're taking audience questions. We'll be inclined to use them. First to 5 points wins the game. Gentlemen, do you understand these rules as they've been
Jacob,
explained?
I specifically put speed round in the banner so that we wouldn't have to block Rohit's face.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, technically, it's Charlie Cox's face, but you know. Anywho, yes. So, gentlemen, do you understand these rules? I've explained them to you both here this fine evening.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get things started with a wheel. Let's go to the wheel of Muppets.
All right.
Woo!
Wheel of Muppets. So the way this works, spin the wheel, win an answer, only then do we ask a question.
And considering Pergron won, you can, from the previous question, you can either go first or defer to Rohith, knowing that he will go first in this next round.
I'll defer.
All right, so this one goes to Rohith. Rohith, are you ready?
I mean, I have no choice, but yes.
All right, I'm just trying to build suspense.
You have to explain. He gets it. You don't have to explain it to him.
Constantine the Frog.
Mm-hmm.
That's-
Constantine Frog.
That one was one of my ideas.
It was. All right, so now that Constantine is off the wheel, we're going to spin again, see what Pergron gets.
And so Pergron will get Miss Piggy.
Yeah. Miss Piggy. All right, time for the question. Which Muppet should host a dating game show?
This entire question was my idea.
Yes.
And Yeah, I'm glad you guys got one of the ones I picked too.
I was really holding out for New Zealand, honestly, but you
New
know,
Zealand
Oh
would
my
have been
god.
New Zealand would have been funny for this, to be honest.
yeah. Anyway, okay, so Rohit, whenever you start speaking,
The prompt is which Muppet would make the.
Which Muppet should host a dating game show?
exactly.
Okay, I got it. Constantine the Frog would make a great host for a dating game show. He has a level of charm, a level of sophistication, and with his Russian accent, the way he delivers really punching retorts to the contestants would be also scrumptious and delicious. He would be able to understand psychologically how each contestant would operate and be able to manipulate situations to elicit stern responses that would be both entertaining and instructive to the audience at home. Constantine the Frog is the ultimate dating game show host.
Pergron.
What I want in a host of a game show is personality. I want big, I want bombastic, I want entertainment. Think your Steve Harveys, right? And who do you get that more in than Miss Piggy? Miss Piggy is big, she is bombastic, she is going to do great crowd work. And she's also got a little bit of dating experience, right? She had a pretty famous relationship that also kind of went through a little bit of trouble. So who better to play a dating or host a game show than her?
Miss Piggy is too chaotic for her own good. She would try to involve herself with the contestants, flirt with them, and her producers would not be able to control her. Constantine is a consummate professional. Miss Piggy will make the show about herself, and that's not the purpose of game show host. The contestants are the show, not the host. You're supposed to direct the action at them.
Constantine's literally a criminal, so I don't even know if they're allowed to put him on live television. But also, Miss Piggy would be engaging enough to make people watch it. It didn't say what type of dating show. This could have been one of those crazy, wacky Maury type dating shows, and she would be an excellent addition to that style.
All right, Jacob, it's your question.
This is definitely an interesting choice. Like, you get
Now I'm just picturing the premise of the Miss Piggy dating show being literally Miss Piggy competing to date the contestants.
Competing with like the person that's like sitting on the stool aside from the other side of the visor.
And all that's an attempt to make Kermit jealous.
Yes.
We have Kermit notice.
Or Josh Groban. She could be making Josh Groban jealous.
Also, I really want
Or
to
John
see
Denver, who she canonically has slept with.
Oh my god! I really want to see Miss Piggy and Steve Harvey interact now. That would be wonderful.
All right, though. And all in all, trust me, I like Rohith.
Miss Piggy with a mustache would be pretty hilarious.
I like Rohith, but my point is going to go to Pergron.
Okay.
I think he kind of fit like the whole chaotic nature of Miss Piggy into the overall thing better.
All right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still loved Constantine as the host, so those are both great answers, guys.
Yeah, thanks. I worked really hard to pick my answer there.
I was worried you weren't going to be able to do it, Pergron.
Well, it looks like fate smiled upon them.
Yeah. Okay, should we go to an audience question, or should we do one of ours?
Do we have any good audience questions?
We have a couple solid ones, but I'd say let's do another one of ours because I think the only audience ones we have are from LAB, and she just judged. So,
okay,
piece it out a little bit. Kogias, I'm trying to see if you submitted anything.
Heck, she stole our thunder. She judged one of our questions.
Right.
So you should judge one of hers.
Let's just judge LAB. We'll sit here in judgment.
No.
God.
All right, let's go with one of ours then.
Okay, let's see.
Dragon, what are you in the mood for?
Well, I know what I'm in the mood for. I'm going to go with one of Tiki's questions.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so it's actually broken some records recently between the Super Bowl and just the fact that the original film did very much revolve around Valentine's Day and the release. Who needs, emphasis on needs, who needs to make a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine?
And at least thank you for judging me.
Anytime.
Kane Marco the Juggernaut, as played by Vinnie Jones from X-Men 3.
Oh my-
Okay.
Okay. That's a random pool, but all right.
Okay, and Pergron?
So just a question: we're going like just Marvel characters.
I mean, it can be any. It's a cameo. Who should cameo in that film?
Keep in mind, this is Deadpool we're talking about.
Yeah.
It is Deadpool. I mean, there's.
I would accept non-Marvel characters
Okay.
personally.
I'll accept it, but I mean, again, you have to argue it. So
Jennifer Coolidge.
okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh my god. All right.
All right.
we'll see how this goes.
By the way, so
Hey,
fun
you
fact.
know, you're a nice looking guy, but that skin thing is just, we gotta do something about that.
This again, this I heard like I
You
heard
know, a
somewhere-
dermatologist, she does wonders. Let me give her your number, Wade. All right, anyways.
All right,
Yeah, so
Rohit, you're up first.
Considering how memeable Vinnie Jones's Juggernaut was, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. You can have a lot of fun of Deadpool just mocking the shit out of that version of Juggernaut, saying, "Hey, I saw a better version of Juggernaut, voiced by me," and basically clowning the shit out of him. And that's, I think, the purpose of the Juggernaut, that version from X-Men 3, is to clown the Juggernaut and, by extension, clown X-Men: The Last Stand, because that movie needs to be condemned horrifically and comedically. And you get that with the wit and charm and sophistication of one Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
There is nobody on earth at this current point in time that has better comedic timing than Jennifer Coolidge. And any moment that she was in it, she would be able to go toe-to-toe with the best of them. For just 5 seconds of screen time, Jennifer Coolidge would absolutely steal the show in anything. She could comment, like Tiki was just doing, on Wade Wilson's face. She could comment on all the insanity of the superheroes, but anything she does is funny. Anything with the Juggernaut has already been done with the second movie, and I would feel like it's retracing.
Jennifer Coolidge, while being funny, I think wouldn't fit well with the tone of Deadpool movies. The Deadpool movies are supposed to be referential and just critiquing and making fun of superhero movies. Jennifer Coolidge, I think, would just be a random cameo that doesn't really add much to the film. At least with the Juggernaut, it's pointed, it's relevant, it's specific for Deadpool's character. And
Okay, I am going to give 3 more seconds here, so 18 seconds.
Jennifer Coolidge is a national treasure and can absolutely fit in any sort of style. She can reference any sort of Marvel stuff, or she can just be in there and just go toe-to-toe with Deadpool. Again, the Juggernaut's been done in the second movie. If they wanted to Juggernaut it, they could have done it there. Jennifer Coolidge would bring something funny, interesting, and exciting.
All right.
Tiki, I'm gonna let you judge this one, buddy.
Man, I gotta go Jennifer Coolidge. I'm sorry. I honestly think Pergron has some really solid arguments for it too. I could really see it. Especially post White Lotus, Jennifer Coolidge, like she's very hot right now. I could see her popping up and having the most randomly having the most memorable role in the movie. A la. Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the dude's name, but the dude from Deadpool 2. Bob?
Do you mean Peter?
Peter, yeah, Peter.
See, there is a Bob in Deadpool, but that's
what got me confused. Yeah,
I want Bob to full on appear in
Well, that would I would think that would certainly be your answer in this question, right?
I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, he's my go-to, but I do wonder if I want more like a role than a cameo.
You want more than a cameo.
Well, it's the fact that he cameoed in the first Deadpool. He's put him in the Hydra costume, so he is there as a cameo. So I don't know if
and I also just think that it was a really good point that we already kind of did the Juggernaut in Deadpool 2. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think that if we brought back Vinnie Jones, I mean, Dragon and I, we adore Vinnie Jones from Gallivant. Very underrated show. Should be on Disney Plus.
It's not a thing.
But you know, that'd basically just be the whole gag. It would basically be just Vinnie Jones reciting the line. Whereas Jennifer Coolidge, you could do it. There is so much different possibility with what you could do with her. So yeah, I got to go Coolidge here. Very outside the box thinking right there.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight this too. Apparently, like today, the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, most viewed trailer of all time.
Indeed. Although it premiering during this particular Super Bowl definitely helped.
I'm sure it did.
You got the Swifty bump, Dragon.
I'll take the necessary evil come what may. All right, it's gonna get Deadpool's numbers up. I'll take it.
God.
All right, so score: Pergron 4, Rohith Dhar, Dose.
All right. Last Stand's the weakest of the original trilogy, but it's still a good film. It's got some moments. It's got some solid moments.
I mean, like the death of Xavier, pretty sweet. You know?
Yeah. I think all the Angel stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
Should be more of that stuff in the movie, but I digress.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead, or Kogias also says, I want Brian Cox's William Stryker to show up. I feel like he doesn't get brought back enough because he's not a costume character. However, I thought he was an amazing villain. Yeah, and post-Succession, I think that would be a big get, honestly.
You know what's funny?
For Coolidge-esque.
Brian Cox is rumored. I think it's pretty confirmed, but they're kind of being cheeky with the tease. He's supposed to show up in the next season of Frasier.
Oh my god, dude!
Because he was in the original Frasier, that's why. So he'll be coming back. But it'll be taking yet again. It would be. We're still not getting Niles and Daphne.
I know.
Okay,
right. Which is a shame.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and let Kogias judge this one. I'll put the question up, and whoever has an answer can say it. If you had to ship Elsa with a suitable romantic partner, who would you choose? It can be a character of any gender. Y'all really can't think of a love interest for Elsa?
Come on, guys, just let it go. Just whatever pops in your mind, just let it go.
Batman.
Really? Wait, what?
Batman.
Go Gios? Are we going to count non-Disney characters? That's up to him.
He didn't specify, so
yeah,
that's true.
Last I checked, Batman's any gender. It counts.
Well, that is specific, which is bad.
Well, LEB's thinking of Kermit.
Do I have to specify
he's
Batman?
He's a very attractive
Yes.
dog.
Yes.
I'm gonna specify. Give me Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh my god.
Well, so I'm going with 60s Adam West Batman.
Oh my
god.
I gotta admit, I didn't expect a battle of the Batman, but
over Elsa's affections.
Okay.
Oh man, the lighted cheery Batman versus the emo.
Someone tells me this is not what Kogias had. My bird's gonna go with it.
Well, that's what he's stuck with.
Yeah.
If you don't want Batman, specify no Batman.
Exactly.
All right, so I go.
Wait,
first, right?
hold on one second. Sorry, let me just get to the timer.
I'm gonna go with Terry McGinnis on this one, but
yeah, go ahead.
All right, taking two recluses they're locked away. They have these powers that nobody else understands. They're alone in the world. Who belongs together more than those two types of people? They both have a love of music, one for Idina Menzel show tunes, one for Nirvana. I can absolutely see Elsa rocking out to something in the way, right? That would be sick as hell. But they're very similar people, and I think Elsa's cheery demeanor would bring out a little bit in Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne's dark would help her with her powers.
You can give a few more seconds there. Let's say 32.
60s Adam West Batman is the bright knight. If romantically being paired up with Elsa, he would help Elsa process through his trauma, help her to really see and interact with human beings. And any mishaps or any misadventures were to occur, he's got something to tell about that can solve any problem possible. He keeps things light. He keeps things good. He's has a great parental role with Robin. And I think he could communicate and interact with Elsa and be good to Anna. He would be an additive person in Elsa's life.
And by the way, that's Anna.
I absolutely don't see that working because one, he's too cheery, he's too excitable.
Wait, timer.
Oh.
Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't see him working together. He's way too cheery, and I think that's going to be really annoying to Elsa. I also think Elsa's not ready to be a mom, and she's going to get that if she's dating 60s Bruce Wayne with Robin. I think you need the recluse. You need two people that'll bring out the best in each other, but also be able to be in the worst.
Robert Pattinson's Batman would be too insular to have a romantic relationship. He barely was able to have a romantic relationship with his version of Catwoman. 60s Batman had romantic dynamics with 3 different versions of Catwoman. And I think you need someone who's positive, who's light, who can bring someone who's been through so much out of the light, be integrated with society, and just feel like a person.
Well, Code Geass. It's your call, your decision here.
Batman versus Batman.
Yep. A crisis of colossal proportions, I know.
This is also.
I personally think Batman won this debate.
Well, of course he did. He's dating Elsa.
Whoever chose Adam West wins.
Okay.
So, Rohit.
Okay.
All right. Rohit clawing his way back.
Tiki, what are you talking about? I chose that one.
No, stop it.
Oh my
I know you can't tell our voices apart, but come on.
All right.
I
have we
legitimately
heard
can't.
any words said?
Unfortunately, no.
I was really hoping this one actually the word would be said in.
All right. I'm going to pull an LEB question now.
Okay.
Which Disney character would run the cruelest dictatorship?
Nice.
Now, there's a ship we didn't get to yet.
Yeah, there we go. LEB's thinking tonight. I like that.
All right, LEB, I hope you're still here so you can judge this one.
So I'm assuming characters who haven't already run a dictatorship, are those excluded?
Yeah, let's
Which
say that.
Disney
Yeah.
characters have actually run like a full-blown dictatorship?
I mean,
Like a Scar or an
Scar
Emperor
count?
Palpatine or a...
Yeah, there
Well,
you
okay,
go.
let's keep it to animated, like Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Okay.
There you go. We got to balance out the
Yeah.
whole, the whole kerfuffle with the first one.
Yeah.
So it's,
Right. Okay.
By the way,
classic
Dragon,
Disney.
I would like to see my Pixar question that I pitched.
Well, if we can get to. Wait,
Yeah.
well, I had a variation on your Pixar question, Tiki. It's pretty much the same, but it's,
Okay, okay.
And if this is the final round, we can just do it as a fun bonus question.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay.
All right. Disney character that would run the cruelest dictatorship.
yes.
Dictatorship.
I would say out of all the villains, I would say Scar would probably be excluded. Maybe Frollo, just because let's say Frollo and Scar. Let's take Frollo and Scar out of the equation. Anyone else, I would say, is up for grabs.
Yeah, Frollo's basically excluded from everything we ever do.
I know, right? That's true.
We call it the Frollo clause.
Right.
That
Which is
would
a
be
real
a movie
bummer
I'd
around
love.
Christmas. Just Tony J scaring the gifts out of kids.
I'm sure Tony J was actually nice in real life.
Oh, of course, he's a lovely man. I'm just saying he played.
I mean, Patrick Page played Frollo on Broadway, and then he was in Spirited. So,
Tigger.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Tigger?
Oh my god.
The menace.
Cruelest dictatorship, Tigger.
The menace of Tigger.
Lotso.
There.
Okay.
Battle of the
Oh,
Plushies.
man.
They're both plushies.
All right.
All right, Pergron with Tigger.
The world is full of nightmares. There's so many of them out there, but nothing would be more of a nightmare than living in Tigger's Abyss, a famous place made popular by a comedian who also describes it very aptly as a place where everybody's fucking bouncing all the time. How much of a nightmare would it be to live in a world run by a dude who has so much energy that you have to constantly be bouncing under probably threat of death, right? He wants people to be kept up to his level. Tigger is going to be a horrible, horrible dictator.
Oh, okay. 32 seconds.
Lotso in Toy Story 3 has already shown a level of authoritarianism that's unparalleled in a lot of animated characters. And considering his vindictiveness, his ruthlessness, imagine how much he could really wreck humanity if he ruled the world. All the people that he sees as rejecting him, he was subjected to torture. He allowed toys to almost get incinerated. Imagine your family get burned. The Holocaust is already here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's through the silky, silky voice of Ned Beatty.
So the thing about Lotso is Lotso will let you be fine as long as you stay in line. Tigger, there's no staying in line with this absolute madman. He is going to make you bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce until you either die from bouncing or get killed from stopping bouncing. You can't appease him.
I'm suddenly reminded of the Pokemon Spoink.
Currently, right now, we're facing an obesity crisis, and if anything, more people are bouncing, being active. Tigger might actually help increase the mortality rates for people around the world. Whereas for Lotso, he would see every human as the child that rejected him and would kill before and torture them and made them and humiliate them.
Can I get 2 seconds because he went over?
No, because you also went over a little bit.
Damn it.
Sorry.
All right, Code Gias. Or LEB, rather, I mean.
Yeah, it's LEB's question, yeah.
Yeah, I know, I messed up. LEB?
Code Geass is the orange one, Jacob.
I know, Dragon. LEB, who came out on top? Whose dictatorship would you rather avoid? The bounce house of hell, or the jail? Both very funny, but Rohith.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
That means
It's
it's
tied up.
4-4. That means that looks like we are doing Tiki's Pixar question.
Now, Tiki, do you want your Pixar question verbatim? Is it important to you?
No, what do you got? I don't.
I mean, I realize it is different from your question. That's why I'm at. Like, it's not it's more coupley, I guess, than it is
Really? Okay, well,
No,
if it's
not
coupley,
I can't. I don't want to give it away, but it's
couple-based
it's not.
questions.
It's not. Sorry, coupley is the wrong word, but I don't want to give away what it is. It's kind of like it's kind of a datey thing.
I honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards my original question.
All right, we'll go with the original question. All right. Okay, so here's the question, kids. Which Pixar character which Pixar character best embodies Cupid, the little cherub love god, Cupid, or I guess disciple of love? Like, what is Cupid like the guy, or is
He's like the
Cupid
love god. Yeah.
Okay,
I'd
love
say that's
god.
a good description.
Cupid is more of like a message, like one who makes people fall in love kind of thing.
Well, that's the thing. So is it
The actual-
Cupid, and then he has the little cherub minions, or is he the cherub minion?
The cherubs are the minions.
Okay, so he has minions. Okay, gotcha. Well,
But Cupid basically is the god of love in Roman mythology.
there we go.
Eros is the one in Greek.
Wally.
Wally?
Okay. All right.
Remy.
All right.
All right. My
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
My answer would have been Bing Bong.
You know, it's not always about you, Tiki.
Man.
I was so close to thinking the Barracuda from Finding Nemo. So.
Oh my god.
Okay. I think whoever said them needs to have some therapy.
Seriously, no, don't go into the zoo for you anymore.
not even the anglerfish, just the straight up murderer in that movie.
Dragon, you forget I work at the zoo.
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh, those poor I'm not even an animal lover. I feel bad for them. I just imagine like them cowering in terrors like Peregrine's like telling him about his day. It's like, oh god.
God. Okay, now I'm picturing some silly like Mighty Boosh shenanigans. Peregrine, are you familiar with the Mighty Boosh?
I am not.
Oh man, you need to fucking watch the Mighty Boosh, my dude. It's set in a zoo, Peregrine. It's a British comedy set in a zoo, and it's absurd. You need to watch it, my guy. All right. Anyways, at least the first season set in a zoo. After that, it kind of gets weird. Anyways,
All right, enough talking to Matt Damon. Let's move on here. Rohit, whenever you're ready.
Wally is the character that most personifies what Cupid is, and it's a person that is, defined by love. We start with Wally being a character that's watching, romantic comedies, and his relationship with Eve. It is his love for like the little things, plants and just the small comforts leads to humanity coming back to Earth and being in love with what's possible, what's potential. And I think for when you think about what is most deep and most pure, Wally's love as just a being is important.
okay, that was a solid 5 seconds over. So, Peregrine, you have 35.
And I didn't even hear R2.
I cut out when I hit the button.
All right. The thing about love and Cupid is it's not just about sexual love or lust. It's about just the idea of love. And there is nobody more in love with something than Remy the Rat is with food. The other thing is food is important to love. Food is a lot of people's love language. They say that the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Remy also quite literally brings two people together and make them fall in love solely by literally forcing a man into loving another woman by piloting his actual
Hey.
Okay. I gave him an extra 5 seconds, but all right.
Okay.
He still got the extra 5 seconds anyway.
Yeah,
Good.
he did.
Yeah, I got him.
All right.
Remy being passionate about cooking isn't all pertinent to what Wally is. Wally is a being that is all about love, and his love with Eve and the journey that he goes on transforms humanity's journey back into Earth. Remy, I mean, he doesn't really force relationship. Like the world woman loves the man because of what Remy is able to do.
All right, Peregrine gets 20 seconds.
Okay.
The thing is, which one embodies Cupid? It's not Wally, the one who falls in love. Cupid doesn't fall in love. Cupid's the one who causes love. Cupid's the embodiment of love. And I think that Remy is the embodiment of that love. He loves his craft so much that it bleeds into other people and allows them to love too. He can start relationships solely through his embodiment of love.
I think these are two very these are two very solid picks. I got to be honest. In terms of like representing a Cupid, I think Wally for obvious reasons, and Remy because he does actually makes him make a love connection. But the choice does not fall to me; it falls to Tiki.
Well, Dragon, I thought these were both really good picks, but as far as the argument goes, frankly, I don't even think it was close. As soon as he brought in the whole like Remy's got a passion for cooking, and he actually got a couple together through that passion, yeah, I think that's a slam dunk for Pergron.
That is based on the argument, not the food.
Yes, based on the argument.
Okay.
I literally just cited the part of the argument.
I know. I just have to make sure. I know it's what you said, but I need to I'm just doing my due diligence here. Okay, we have a lawyer present. All right, he's gonna sue the heck out of us if we're not above board on all this. Okay,
and that means Pergron wins.
Never thought I'd win
that
on.
G should be capitalized. And it bothers me that it's not.
Man, my face is obscured by Pergron's victory.
As it should be.
get your victory out of his face.
This is what you get for putting down the love between the Rancor and the Xenomorph.
Stop rubbing victory all around there.
No, this was well fought. Thank you to Rohith again for being a terrifying competition. I always get really scared going up against you. Oh
God, I'm so sorry. This must be a lovely day, not a horrifying day. We're on a long holiday.
Love is both. Love is both terrifying and beautiful.
Well, it can either be St. Valentine's Day or St. Valentine's Day Massacre, so either or.
The best loves are both terrifying and beautiful.
Yeah, they're loved and lost. All right, so I want to thank the viewing audience for showing up.
I think LEB's answer to that last one was actually Gusteau.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid choice. I can see that.
Floats like a Cupid.
Indeed.
And I'm to weigh in on that. I would have picked Pergron's answer for that as well. Remy was an exquisite choice.
I still think Bing Bong was a good choice.
Okay,
So,
I mean,
right.
I still think that Remy would have beat Bing Bong.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would concur with that assessment.
All right, so yeah, big thanks to LEB, Theme Park Priest, Code, Gios, Little Blue. We had Corvin Hartwick, a.k.a. Ace, show up for a couple comments. He didn't really stick around, but oh well. That's fine. And that's about it. Colby,
hey, what about you mentioned him.
Well, yeah, but Colby is Pergron, so obviously.
Oh, wait, really? Oh.
Yes. You didn't know that?
I keep forgetting that when the Imagineering guys pop up, I keep forgetting what their name is.
All right.
All right, folks. Well, again, I want to thank you all for showing up. It was a well-fought, very, very, very heated and steamy debate this Valentine's Day, but we're charting a course back on home. And I want to wish everyone a nice Valentine's Day. Make sure to eat some chocolate.
Which is one of the words, by the way.
Indeed it was. Wasn't said. Because I was really hoping if someone said them, Jacob and I could say, chocolate!
The other word was just a phrase which was on a boat. As in, I'm on a boat, motherfucker, take a look at me.
You can probably see why the words weren't said, but
I knew that one would be pretty circumstantial.
I think it was a safe bet. Chocolate might be said in a Valentine's Day.
Sure.
I mean, my other suggestions were like a float and power couple.
Yeah, weren't really said either. So
I mean, power couple had some chance, especially with the first question.
But anyway, folks, we love you all. See you next time.
It's the Love Pod.
Make